Hey guys, it's Bill. Bill's back. And it's Christmas time, or, hopefully it is when you're watching this. And currently, I've been rewatching some of my favorite films centered around the holiday season. Yeah, while most Christmas movies, they have that Hallmark vibe to them, there is definitely a genre of Christmas movies that I adore and full force believe there should be more added to. That's horror. Christmas horror. Yeah, there may be a few out there. Krampus comes to mind.
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
That one too, for the memes. However, there's only one film that holds a candle to the Christmas horror genre for me, and that's Black Christmas.
Not all men have power.
Did you just not all men me? Did you just...
Oh, no, wait, not that one. No, not that one either. The original one, the 1974 Black Christmas. Now that film right there is one of the most important horror films of all time. Set in Vancouver, Canada, an off-campus sorority house celebrates the start of their Christmas break. And while several of the girls decide to stay behind for break, they're met with disturbing phone calls from an unknown man as a member simultaneously disappears. This film was notoriously based off the urban legend The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs, which you can Google about if you'd like. It's a very scary read. Already, this film sounds like it's been done before. Halloween, Friday the 13th, and yeah, it's a standard plot setup for a holiday-themed slasher film. But what if I told you this was the first? Wait, oh shit, look at the date. Black Christmas predates the infamous Halloween. I struggle to call Black Christmas the first slasher. However, in general, considering that technically goes to Peeping Tom, let's just call it the first holiday slasher, okay? Great, now we got that settled. There's great things to talk about with Black Christmas, and I'm going to spoil the shit out of this movie, so please, if you have not seen it yet, watch it. It is incredible. It is one of my favorite horror films ever made. There you go. Boom. We're on. Right now. Right away, I want to praise this film for its characters. This was one of the first slasher films where I felt as though each character was fleshed out, especially the main character, Jess. She was so much more than just the final girl, as slasher characters are often pinned. There's an arc throughout the film where Jess is revealed to be pregnant with her boyfriend Peter's baby, and she informs him she doesn't want to keep it, but Peter reluctantly opposes her decisions. I mean, that's subject matter, while today that's kind of mundane, but back then was really risque, because Canada had only just recently legalized the practice of abortions, and it's honestly a breath of fresh air to see characters in a slasher film, particularly female characters, who aren't viewed as caricatures or pure sex objects, because that was a major point that the filmmakers Bob Clark and Moore wanted to express. It's further shown in their rooms, where we see posters that at one point were very taboo, but today are looked at as hilarious or mundane. And even the idea of the sorority house being off campus shows that the characters are written as independent. That independence also plays a part with how the patriarchal system views the sorority. Once one of their sorority sisters, Claire, disappears, the girls begin to theorize. They then associate that the prank caller, the man who's giving them disturbing noises through the phone, he's gotta be connected to Claire's disappearance. So that prompts them to attempt to get the police involved. And reluctantly, the police rebuff their pleas. They say things like, oh, she's probably at the frat house, or oftentimes she's with a boy. It's as if they simply don't take them seriously, or they use the girls' independence against them by making those claims. It's not until Claire's boyfriend confronts them that the police begin to formulate a case. Once the police get involved, they then tap the phone of the sorority house, seeing as that's the killer's only means of communication. Throughout the film, we're given hints or thoughts on who the killers may be, with Jess's boyfriend Peter being the main suspect. This suspicion is further established when Peter's anger shows, exhibiting stalker-like behavior watching the house. As the killer's calls continue, the number of sorority sisters get diminished. In a climactic moment from the film, Jess sits alone downstairs, listening to the killer cackle and squeal. And after much suspense, the police are able to trace the call. That's revealed where he is.
The caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house. Jess! Jess, get up!
And at that moment, all we are left with is Jess, the final girl. And at that moment, I am terrified. Everything in that scene comes together in such an amazing way. I can't stress how much I love that sequence and the payoff. And it keeps going. After realizing all of her sorority sisters have been killed, Jess is chased down into the basement by an unseen man. Her boyfriend Peter breaks his way into the basement and Jess kills him instinctively with a fire poker. The police arrive. I wouldn't say just in time. They arrive pretty late and they're shocked by what they witness. And Jess is then sedated in her bed. And Claire's father... By the way, Claire's body still hasn't been found. That's pretty depressing on the police's investigation part. But anyway, Claire's father begins to pass out. The police take the father to the hospital, leaving Jess alone in her bedroom. Which is insane. What follows next is bone-chillingly ominous. The killer emerges from the attic, where he's been hiding all along with the body.
It's me, Billy.
An exterior shot of the house is what we're left with, as the phone begins to ring from within. I know, insane. What an incredibly bleak ending to leave the audience with. And we don't even know who the killer was. Something that sets this film apart from so many other slashers is the killer. Billy, as many people have nicknamed him, is the unnamed, unseen killer of the film. While other slashers depicted their killers as otherworldly or unstoppably strong, Billy is merely a man. Granted, he's a deeply mentally disturbed psychopath, but a man nonetheless. And unlike other horror villains, we don't even know this guy's name officially. And as I mentioned before in previous videos, the fear of the unknown is one of the most impactful methods of depicting horror. Never knowing the killer's identity is terrifying to resonate with. Of course, Peter is assumed to be Billy throughout the whole film, but if you look closely, the only thing we see of the killer is his one eye creeping through the door, watching Jess. Billy's eyes are brown, while Peter's are very much blue, and that detail alone is enough to diminish Peter as the killer, something Jess sadly wasn't able to notice in her terrified state. Billy's methods revolve around his telephone calls to the girls. If taking into account the missing girl found in the park as the first victim, Billy appears to call the girls precisely after every murder he's committed. It's almost as if it's a form of confession. Either that or he's vaunting about his dark deeds. And this pattern, paired with the ending, has led to many speculations on Jess's fate. It seems almost obvious, however, that she did meet her demise, as Billy only calls after he's made a new victim. Other ideas are that the house mother's sister calls, asking where she is. She's rotting in the attic, but yeah, you didn't hear from me. Or that it's boyfriend's parents, anybody but Billy. Alas, it's never revealed who called. All we're able to do as an audience member is to hope and pray and comfort ourselves in believing that Jess lived long enough to escape the Black Christmas.
Agnes, it's me, Billy.
Fuck. What an awesome movie. I love this movie. Bob Clark and A. Roy Moore made, in my opinion, one of the most influential horror movies ever conceived. It's kind of cool considering Bob Clark later went on to make A Christmas Story. You know, a completely different vibe, but hey, I don't know, it may be a prequel? Oh shit, I don't know. I mean, we've got the conspiracy hats on now, okay? Just kidding. I know, as much as I love the kid that shoots his eye out, I've got to praise Bob's work on Black Christmas. So timeless, as well as being so ahead of its time. Anywho, thank you all for watching this very quick, very concise little video about Black Christmas, a film I love. And yeah, happy holidays to anyone that's viewing. Comment what you thought about this film, and I'm almost at 500 subscribers, which is insane. Please, come on, let's subscribe. Let's get there, boys. Come on. I gotta get that community tab up and running. All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a good day. Bill's out. Bye-bye.